After stopping again for nearly a week, the windows have arrived. There is a total of 9 window frames going in on the bottom floor.
This week marks 1 year since we purchased the villa. It's been a lot that has happened within 1 year's time. We finally have a nailed down date, December 11th, when they need to install the kitchen.
Rob and I decided to make a quick day trip to Florence to meet a very special supplier. It ended up being a lot more nostalgic than we both expected. This was our very first apartment in Italy, and it'll always hold a special place in our hearts. Welcome back to our renovation in Tuscany. If it's your first time joining us, take a look inside our villa and explore our previous videos at the top right. It's another week of construction here at the villa. After stopping again for nearly a week, the banging is the welcome noise of progress and movement. Over the past 6 months, we've faced countless delays with the windows. But finally, the windows have arrived. This is major. Now the guys can install the window frames, finish the walls, and finish painting all the walls on the bottom floor. Here in the bar, they're working on getting 4 window frames mounted and ready for the next step, the mortar. We also had them remove the ugly upper cabinets in this room, since we don't need the storage space here. They'll be filled, leaving a small access door on the left side for maintenance. There is a total of 9 window frames going in on the bottom floor, 3 of which are already being mortared.
La livella?
Perfect.
Ok, così fai vedere che il telaio è stato messo. Ok. Guarda più su anche, guarda, stai vivi su. Ok.
This week marks 1 year since we purchased the villa. It's been a lot that has happened within 1 year's time, but also a lot of things that haven't quite happened within the year that we expected to have done. Example A, the kitchen living room. We are in a constant state of waiting for one thing to be done so we can move on to the next thing. Great news is we finally have an install date. I don't know if you can believe it, but it's true. We finally have a nailed down date, December 11th, when they need to install the kitchen. That means everything on this floor has to be completely finished before they come and do the kitchen install. If you remember from our previous video, we took you when we went to go visit Giacomo at his workshop, when he showed us the kitchen that was about 80% done. That was in July of 2022. Then the kitchen was ready about a month later in August. Now, we're finally going to be installing the kitchen on December 11th. Within the span of 3-4 days, everything should be installed because it's already assembled. The guys just have to transport it here and start the installation in the space itself. He was able to get us in before Christmas this year, which was a really big deal. Now that we're nearly done with this floor, it does feel like everything is coming full circle of it being 1 year of purchasing the property itself and starting the work, moving in and starting our family. One of the main aspects of that was holding us back were the window frames, not necessarily the windows. So this week we finally received the order of our window frames for the bottom floor and for the top floor because we just went ahead and did it all at once. We don't want to have any more delays in the future, and as you can see, the bump is growing and the baby will be here before we know it. I'm so happy with these windows because I'm looking at them now and realizing that the boxes that house the shutters up top are actually much smaller than the boxes that existed here before. I mean, you have to realize, you know, this has been 50 years ago they put in the old windows. Of course, technology is going to be better and the shutters are a lot smaller and compact. We opted for the shutters inside because we didn't want to have the shutters on the outside of the house because it looks very clean. Aside from the window frames that arrived this week, we also received our split units that are here. Some of them will be going on this floor and some of them will be going upstairs, and a couple will be installed in the basement to make sure that the warehouse and the basement stay humidity free and it's a temperature controlled environment for all the things that we're going to be having down there. Once the guys have finished painting everything, he will be installing these on the bottom floor, which is a real great thing for us because we don't have any other heating. We are still waiting for all the wall radiators that are supposed to arrive, and we don't really have a date for that. So the plumber also worked on installing that gas line. If you take a look over here, we're just missing this portion of the wall where the gas is going to be connecting. We have to finish the external line from the outside so that it can reach here for the stove top.
Our plumber has been working on installing the gas pipe within our property. It took 6 months for the gas company to hook us up from the street, and now we have to connect it so that we can install the new heating system.
Once he installs that gas line, the guys can close all of this up and start painting and getting it ready for the kitchen install. Then once all of the paint is finished, we have to start working on the floors. They will move on to shining the floors and refinishing the floors. We would like to have a honed finish so that it's not like a mirror-like effect and really bouncing light. Originally, they were shiny. We want to have a more modern approach, and by making them honed, I feel like they will fit the style now, even though they are an older kind of look. We have window frames, gas line, refinishing the walls, paint, and refinishing the floors. Then we will be completely ready for December 11th for that install, and I can't wait. We're also gonna try to get in, not sure if it's gonna happen in time, but all of the lighting that's up here that you can see for the recess lighting, we're gonna try to get those in as soon as possible. I really hope that we're gonna get them in before the kitchen install, but we'll see. So this has been 1 year of home ownership and construction at the villa. We hope that you enjoy what's coming up and you get to see a lot of changes and actually get to see some design stuff. We'll be sure to share that with you as soon as it happens. So stay tuned for what's coming up.
Rob and I decided to make a quick day trip to Florence to meet a very special supplier. It ended up being a lot more nostalgic than we both expected. We drove to the tram station and took it to the center of the city to avoid the hectic traffic and terrible parking. I highly recommend it if you need to go into the city. The tram brought us directly into the train station, Santa Maria Novella. We haven't been back in Florence for about a year and a half, and it was such a gorgeous fall day to soak up a bit of sun and have a nice walk around the city. We've been so fortunate to meet so many amazing people along our journey, and it just so happens that this supplier is located in our old neighborhood, Santa Croce. As we made our way there, walking through Florence brought back so many nostalgic memories of life when we lived here 6 years ago. It's unbelievable to see how much the street has changed since we lived here. This was our very first apartment in Italy, and it'll always hold a special place in our hearts. We moved in on October 4th, 2017, and we loved living in the center of Florence, but it wasn't without its quirks. The tiny bathroom felt like a closet because it didn't have a window. It had a teeny tiny kitchen, and by the end of October, the place was freezing, especially with all of the stone. And it was located up 3 flights of stairs without an elevator. Groceries were tough, and Rob had to take Rooney out 3 times a day. Despite it all, we have such fond memories of setting up our life here and living in the heart of Florence. What memories do you have from your first apartment? What was it like? Let us know in the comments below.
Hey guys! So we're in Florence, we're taking you around. We just had a fantastic visit with a brand that we really want to carry on our shop. They have beautiful artisanal fragrances. Yeah, we got some goods. So we can't wait to share those with you guys when we finally open our shop. They're so gorgeous and beautiful. Now we're having a little walk around the city to show you guys our old stomping grounds. This is our old neighborhood, and it's just funny how life is now, especially with the little one growing in my belly. It makes this whole entire thing full circle.
Even though it's November, I couldn't leave Florence without a little gelato. This week marked 1 year of being first-time homeowners, and there's so much more to come. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join us on this Italian adventure. Thanks for being a part of our renovation family, and we can't wait to see you next time.